welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here on Friday morning this week. Got up nice and early, down here about 7:30 in the morning. So it's nice and quiet down here. It's been raining a lot this week, colder and raining. I think it's been about sort of 14 degrees Celsius in the day. So pretty cold for June in the UK. I think last time this year it was about high 30 degrees, nearly 40 I think. So yeah, certainly a different kind of weather this year. But the allotment's looking okay, slowly getting there. I did check for slugs when we first got down here under our bits of wood. There was quite a big fat one under this bit near the beans. So that seems to be working. I haven't had any more damage, touch wood, since I put that there. I haven't had that many at home either. So that's been good. But the beans are looking good. The ones that have grown okay. There's only there's a few of the ones I sowed actually started to come up. A few little ones about. So maybe they'll make an appearance. But the pumpkins that I sowed direct are doing really well. Really pleased with them. They're one of the things. Them and potatoes seem to be doing really well this year. So I've got quite a few in there and in these beds. I did sow a load of beans in here, but they haven't appeared. So I think I'm going to go and get some more seeds and try again with some of those. Maybe some different sorts of beans, maybe some like runner beans or something. Go and buy some more canes to put them up. Garlic's looking good. Still maybe a couple of weeks still to go on that bed. This bed's sort of going over. Round here, peas are doing pretty well. The ones I planted a few weeks ago are doing really well. Not so many of the ones I've sown direct have come up. There is a few coming up, to be fair. A few little ones, but there's a bit of a gap in the middle here, just the odd one. So I brought down a pot of ones that I just sown in here. So I'll plant out some of those in the gaps and try and fill some of those up, and then when I get home I'll refill that pot and sow some more to plant out in a few weeks time. But the ones at this end are looking really good. Those were I direct sowed those quite a while ago now, but they're looking pretty happy. The butternut squash I planted out last week have survived, luckily report. All looking happy. The ones under the net are looking good. Looking pretty happy. Seem to have survived all the cold nights we've had. Literally the day after I planted those, we had a frost warning in June. It went down to at least 5 degrees Celsius at night. So I was didn't know whether to come down here and cover them up or what, but yeah, they seem to have done okay. That one's looking okay. Hopefully they'll speed up soon. None of the ones along here have shown yet that I sowed direct to the courgettes, but I do have a tray at home with about at least 10, I'd say, pots, and they've all grown really quickly in the windowsill. So I'll give them another couple of weeks to grow, and I'll harden them off in the garden before I bring them down. And if these haven't grown, I'll plant them out in there. I might plant a couple at home as well. Down here, the chard is forever doing well. I'll take some of that home. I'll have some of that in a minute. These flowers are looking good, starting to grow up. Onions, reliable onions are looking good. Leeks doing really well. They seem to love this sort of warm and wet weather. And spinach is looking really good actually. Don't know whether to might need to space those out a bit, give them a bit of chance. And the carrots are starting to do their thing. Not that many in that row, but there's a few good ones. Some more flowers. I'll need to space those out. I'll perhaps pull this clump up and put half of it somewhere else. And then we do have tiny carrots growing there. That's good to see. There's a few, I planted those. I sowed that one 2 weeks ago, I think. And then this row, which I can just see some coming out. I sowed them last week, I think, those 2 rows. So happy to see those coming up. That's good. And then the cabbage, they're a bit of an experiment this year. I haven't done cabbage down here, I don't think, before, but they're under this insect netting. But they are all looking really happy. They've grown a little bit, especially the ones at this end. I think there is a bit of shade at this end, but this end seems to be pretty happy. So that seems to be working all right. Happy with that. See how big they get. Nice to have some cabbage. Our rabbit would definitely appreciate that. Strawberries have been the real success of this year so far. We've been getting at least 1.5 kilograms a day between the allotment and home. I've been down here a couple of times this week. I've been trying to pick them every other day. So yeah, and we've had sort of baskets full each time we do it. We've made 2 lots of jam. I think we've made about 8 jars of jam, which we're very quickly eating through. But yeah, really happy with the strawberries this year. Didn't do that well last year. So I guess this slightly cooler temperature is suiting them. But yeah, that's going to be my first job to harvest those. Brought down my little shrug to put them in. Raspberries are looking really good. Really happy with them. Hopefully they'll have a good year as well. And even that nice new one in the corner is growing up well. Potatoes, again, another thing that's doing really well this year. Really happy with. First earlies looking really good, flowering really nicely. I could probably harvest a few. I might do that in a week or two. So yeah, looking good. No sign of them sort of going over yet, but they look nice and healthy. So that's a nice sign. This is in a new bed as well, so it's nice to see the new beds are working. These were filled with mostly the soil improver from the recycling centre, the free stuff, but also grass clippings and a little bit out of my compost bin that's had horse manure and just general greens chucked in it from the allotment, and household like potato peelings and stuff. So yeah, it's really nice to see that really healthy, look really good. So that's the first earlies. Second earlies are these next two beds. Again, looking pretty good. They're just starting to come out in flower, actually, I've just noticed. So that's good to see. So these are, what are these? Wilger, these 2 beds. So they're looking good. And our Rudolph potatoes at the end that were, I think these were planted first, quite a bit earlier than the other main crops. They're doing really well. Happy to see that, and the ones over here actually looking really good. We have actually got some decent rhubarb this year. So I always wanted, you always see those massive clumps on allotments of rhubarb. Everybody seems to have it. I'm not sure how many people eat it because it often seems to be there, but it's yeah, always wanted a nice big clump. So that is doing really well this year. I did move that. So last year I moved it from the corner. It was right tucked up under a tree in the corner. Didn't even know it was there when I took on the plot. So yeah, it's good to see that it's happy after its move. I would like another, either to let it spread or get another plant or cutting or whatever to put there to fill this bed up with it. We shall see. Yeah, some strawberries, some self-set strawberry plants in here. I've just left because I'm not using the space that much. Yeah, I've got a few strawberries off that bit. And the main crops are getting there now. So we've got Twister, looking pretty good. And then we've got this one, Maris Piper. So I think we've got 2 of Maris Piper there. So they're looking pretty healthy, really good. Again, these are all, these weren't new beds actually, but they were, I did top them up quite a bit with the soil improver this year. They've not had, what did they have? They had beans in them last year, some of these. So yeah, looking pretty good. So, allotment's looking pretty good. Nice to see. It's nice when the potatoes come up because it sort of fills the plot out, makes it look good. So today, I'm going to do harvest the strawberries first, get those done. Sort of, I think it might rain later, I think, but yeah, I've got a little while. So I'm going to harvest those and then get those peas in the ground and then see how we're doing for time. I might see if I can squeeze some seeds, see what else I can squeeze in various gaps. It's good to sort of keep a succession going. Sort of conscious of the more autumn winter crops now, sort of getting later for the bits and pieces you think of in the summer, but yeah, it'd be good to start thinking ahead. Certainly when them garlic come out, I'll be putting something different in there. But yeah, I'll do some harvesting and then get onto the peas. So there's our strawberry harvest from the allotment today. It's pretty good. Pretty much what I've been getting from the allotment each time I come down. Nice strawberries. Been quite big this year as well. Decent size. Well, I guess because it's a lot of water around this year, a lot of liquid to let them grow. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Go home and get the kids to help me harvest the ones in the front garden as well. We should end up with a decent amount again. I think we still have a fairly ridiculous amount in the fridge from the last couple of days. They're getting sick of me forcing strawberries on them in every possible way. So I imagine there'll be some more jam in our future today. Jam making. That's the strawberries done. I'll go and do the peas. So come across here and plant out just along this side to start with, I think. Got all my peas in. I've pretty much filled every cane, I think. I've got them all in. Hopefully, I mean, it's sort of small, but I didn't want to leave them another week or so, and then they get leggy at home. But yeah, that worked pretty well. Hopefully they'll do all right in here. As I say, I'll sow a whole load more in that pot, and we can replace any that are missing again, and sort of keep once these sort of bigger ones come out. Hopefully we'll be able to either replace them with peas or something else, maybe beans or something. Yep, next job is these 2 sweet corns. So these are the only 2 out of 20 something I sowed in the propagator that actually came up. So I'm just going to pop them in here with the beans and the pumpkins, squash stuff.
just having a look through my little seed bag I bring down to the allotment with me to see what else we could sow in some of the gaps. So we could still got time to direct sow things like Savoy cabbage, parsnip. I'm going to find somewhere to put butternut squash. I think we're doing okay for squash because they haven't been eaten. I will sow some of these beans, so we've got some runner beans there. I also found some more dwarf French beans. There's only a few in there, but I'll pop them in. Spring onions are good for going around like pumpkins, squashes and stuff. Fill the gap until they sort of fill out the bed. Same with radish. I want to sow some of them probably in the summer squash bed, fill up the gap while I'm waiting for those to grow. And then more for the autumn stuff. So I've got some cauliflower and broccoli. Like to get some of those in if we can. Direct sow them. So like broccoli, you can just about still do it in June, yeah. So I think pretty much all of these is June is your last chance. But yeah, I'm going to go and find some place for some radish, spring onions, and some beans. Fill some of the gaps, I reckon. So 6 little beans in that bag. So I'm just going to pop them in the Three Sisters bed, just up this end around the sweet corn. Put the radish in around the courgette plants. Hopefully they'll come up before the courgettes are mature. Obviously the courgettes will probably fill up this space. These beds, they'll fill up the whole lot. So I will just pop them down the sides a little bit. And if we get a few radish, it's not a bad thing. It's not something we eat tons of, so don't want millions of them. But good use of space either way. I think that's probably me done for the day. I've been down here a couple of hours. Got the peas, sweet corn in, some radish in, did a bit of weeding, tidying up. Yeah, nice morning down the plot. I'm going to do, I'll probably just try and grab the lawnmower out of the communal shed and have a quick mow. It's not particularly long, but I think it's supposed to rain on and off for the next week or two, so might not get a chance to do it. And it's always free grass clippings for the potatoes, so I always take the opportunity. Yeah, plot's looking good. Happy with that. Hope you enjoyed having a look at what's going on in our plot, and hope you're keeping well. And look forward to talking to you soon.